Well, your stake here with the Nerf Centurion. Why am I doing a video on a blaster that's been out for 5 years? Well, I've seen a number of videos, especially even recently, where this thing gets a whole lot of flack. A lot of opinions on this thing are that it's terrible. Well, I'm going to show you why I think at least mine is pretty good, and just simply why. It's, for one, it's big. It's adult size. This is not something for a little kid. I'm sure that was the intention. Hasbro and Nerf probably looking at it and saying, well, there's adults who play Nerf with their kids. Let's make them something that'll fit them. Well, as you see me, I'm 5'10", and I am extremely comfortable with this blaster. And either way, if you were left-handed, it's big, chunky, and oversized. And for one, it's extremely comfortable. And grip feels good, stock feels good, lots of room for your hand, and I mean, who doesn't like a monstrous rifle? I mean, prime it back. It actually has recoil to it. I mean, when you actually, if you've never fired a Nerf Centurion, you're priming a humongous plunger tube back. When you slide it forward, the plunger tube is back here because it's reversed. So when you fire it, that plunger tube slamming forward, and you actually do feel that. It moves the blaster a bit. So that's kind of neat. It's fun. It's got a very high fun factor. And surprisingly, it packs pretty good performance. Mine will routinely hit over 75 feet. And I have had it hit 100 feet multiple times. So I'll put that on video on a range test for you to see for yourself with actual video proof, rather than me just making you take my word for it. But what's wrong with it? Why does it get such a bad vibe around it? Well, for one, this magazine you see is the only one you get. And no, Nerf didn't sell any extras. It's kind of like the Battle Scout and the camo version of the Battle Scout that I have recently got. What you get is what you get. I myself have found a couple of extra spares on eBay, and I paid about $8 or $9 each for the 2 spares. And I've only bought 2 so far. But if you don't find eBay deals, that's it. You've got 6 shots in a magazine in a big rifle. That's it. That's knock 1 against it. Strike 2. Like I mentioned, it's reverse plungered, which means it's got a monstrous air chamber in there, but reverse plungers are not direct. You're actually doing the backwards of logical. You know, in modern blasters you have a piston that pushes forward, jams air into the breech, and out goes the dart. Well, reverse plungers kind of, they work in absolute opposite of that. The whole plunger tube moves rather than the piston, which is a loss of power. But despite that, and despite when you take it apart, if you ever do, it's overly complex. But despite that, it still gives pretty good performance. But what you get is what you get. You're not going to be able to modify this thing. If you try, you're going to find the plunger tube, as well as being reverse plungered, it has slits cut in it, holes drilled in to keep the power down, I guess for liability reasons. But what's my opinion? I'm just going to cut right to it. It's fun. It's big. And despite all their ways of trying to make this thing weaker, it still packs a pretty good punch. Something I wouldn't shoot somebody at point blank range with it, but it will hit out to 75 feet, no problems. And that's pretty good. That's current modern day elite performance. And this thing's been out since 2013. So it's not doing too bad. So without any further talking, I'm going to move on to actually showing you a live firing range test. Right now I have the genuine Nerf Megas loaded. These are the ones that actually say Mega on them with the printed text. I have copies from eBay. I'm just going to refer to them as the eBay special because I don't remember the name of them. They're just a Chinese brand. I have NF Strikes suction tips, which are a copy of the Buzzbee dart. Now I'll have to reload one of my magazines to fire that because I have 3 Centurion magazines. So I'm going to set these down and fire off the genuine Megas first. Here we are. These are all sailing well past 75 feet. Oh, I think that one hit almost 100. I can see my cones down there. Come out. I will switch to the eBay specials now. Okay, that one just went 2 feet on its own. Here we go. That one didn't do too bad. Okay, out there. On to the NF strikes. That's a good one. That was a bit of a dud. Okay, got a reloaded magazine with the Busby darts. We'll fire them now. It went about 2 or 3 feet. And that's it. Okay, walking forward here, of course, we got the 2 that fell immediately. I actually had another one that didn't go very far. I think this might have broke. No, it's 13 feet, so it broke 10 foot. That's, as I noted before, the bright tipped and kind of firm tips, these are the eBay special, as I'll call them. I forget the brand. It was the Chinese name. They were dirt cheap, but yeah, the eBay specials, too small foam on some of them. This one again went about 13 feet. The rest of these absolutely sailed. Now, coming up to a Busby, this is at the 50-foot mark. I mean, right there's the cone. Here's one of the NF Strike Megas. These are replicas of the Busby, at least they look like it. Suction tipped. This one is at 60 feet and give or take a few inches. It's, straight across 60 foot, 7 inches or so. Oops, getting caught up on my tape here. Okay, looking at 1, 2, 3. That's 1 Busby, 1 NF Strike, and 1 eBay special. Coming across. There's the darts. Here we are at about 69 feet. Moving on, another one of the eBay darts. This one you can even tell it's curved even. The tip's mounted curve, but hey, it still sailed to 72. Right around the 75-foot cone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are past it, but right here at the cone is 3. That's a Busby, an NF Strike, and that's one of the eBay specials. This is the 75-foot cone. For those of you who might not believe me, there is the 75-foot mark. But there you go. Another Busby, another Busby. Here's one of the NF Strike darts, and they're all in a line. And that's just a few feet past. Flip that tape over, and that's exactly a few feet past. 78 feet. eBay special, again, about 79 or so. Here we're coming to a group of darts, 4 of them. See my shadow in the way. The first of the Megas. Then there's an NF Strike one. That actually impressed me a little bit. It did get caught slightly. I'm going to show you that. That is something that the Centurion will do once in a while. And it does it mainly to the suction cup. sometimes the suction snags on the lower part of the dart tooth, and then the breech will catch it. So that one's slightly damaged, and it's still sailed out here. I mean, we're at the 80-foot point. There's another Mega, and another Mega. Here's another Mega over here. I'm gonna walk this across, and there's that grouping. Let's actually walk across, get to, it's about the 83 to 84 foot point. I see the last two darts. One here. I'm gonna walk this across. Here's 89 feet and a few inches, give or take. Train's going by over in the distance. That's actually about 1.5 miles away from me. Here's the last dart, the farthest flying. That sounds very loud for being that far away. But yeah, that's like 3 blocks away. 96 feet. That's upside down, but 96 is still 96. 96 foot shot there. That's with my Centurion. So if you wonder why I have a fairly positive opinion of the Centurion, here's why. This is the 75-foot marker. You see the bulk of my shots are here. This is why, for me, I have a pretty fair opinion of the Centurion. I mean, sure, as we walk back up, we had a few duds. I mean, there's 3 darts that none of them went 15 feet, and that will happen. The thing to note, what happened was with 2 of the eBay specials, they are undersized, and we're going to come back. Here's a 13-foot one. The tube, the actual diameter here, right here, is too small, so it doesn't seal very well. Same thing here. That tube, this one's even ovalized slightly, if you see there. That's not going to make a good air seal. And then this one, I mean, look at that glue. Again, I can't get that thing to focus. Yeah, autofocus sometimes. But I mean, even without it focusing in, you can see that glue. Give it something to contrast against. There we go. Yeah, you can see that glue. I mean, it is really all on there. That's why I got terrible performance. The glue snagged. You know, it's easy to explain. So the Centurion's problems are coming down to basically it's sensitive to darts. At least mine is. So for all those people out there who have a Centurion already bought and paid for, try different darts. Okay, I've given my initial opinion, and I've showed you what mine's capable of with the multitude of darts that I currently use. Now, quick breakdown in 30 seconds. It's big, it's chunky, it's comfy, and it works. It's a big honking rifle, and it's the biggest one of the Nerf world. It makes the long strike look small, makes even the new Raptor strike look small. So, should you buy one? I don't know. I'm not going to say yay or nay to that, because you may hate the fact that you can't get magazines. But what I'm going to say is that this thing is in my top 10. It's fun, it's powerful, and it's wonderfully impractical. That's the Nerf Centurion. This is Jake, signing off.